Welcome to Frap Rap. I'm your host, Aaron Goldman, aka AG, and the artist formerly known on AOL Instant Messenger as GDogg with 8 Gs. Yes, 1 through 7 were taken. 25 years ago, I was an AE at an ad network called L90, and my biggest client was Starcom IP. Every Thursday, I'd invite everyone in Chicago at 35 West Wacker to meet me at the Cozy across the street for coffee. And for each person that came, I would do a freestyle rap about them. Hence the name, Frap Rap. Each episode, I track down another OG IPer to reminisce about the good old days and see what they're up to now. My guest today is Kortni Lee Kortini. Welcome to Frap Rap.
Hey, thanks for having me. So fun.
It's going to be fun, yes. Great to have you on. Where are you at the moment, physically?
So right now I'm at home. I'm in my home office, still in Lakeview, still city living, pretty close to Wrigley. So, yeah. Still in the city.
Good on you. Holding strong. You didn't flee to the burbs like the rest of us, scaredy cats.
Yeah.
Well played. All right. Well, I want to catch up on everything, what you're up to now, life. But let's start back in the IP days, as we do with each of these episodes. And so tell us when you started, how did you get there, and what was your role?
Yeah. So really, how I started there was really probably a happy accident or a little bit of luck. I consider myself lucky, but I started at Starcom IP in October of 2000, which is wild to me. It was just so long ago, but seems like yesterday a little bit. I graduated from Indiana, go Hoosiers, and I had gotten a job at a small agency in Indy. I was working there. I was the youngest person in the media department. One of the clients decided that they wanted to look into this whole internet thing that was starting to happen. So naturally, the youngest person in the media department, knew email, and that's about it. So,
oh, you know how to do email, and you're qualified.
Yeah, exactly. So, I didn't even really know where to start. I was kind of flying blind and tried to look up maybe on Netscape. I'm trying to remember how I would have even found these vendors, but I think it was something like doing some sort of search for like internet advertising, something like that.
We weren't Googling things back then, right?
Yeah. But I found a couple of vendors. One was called like Real Media. It was Paul Curry and Sean Riegsecker.
Shout out.
And then also, Deanne Wingate at Burst Media. Both were super nice, and gave me a rate card essentially of the options in terms of how to advertise online. So put together this media plan, and fast forward, decided I wanted to move to Chicago. Reached out to Paul and my few contacts that I had, and they helped me get an interview at a few different places, but landed at Starcom. But when I walked in the door, even I did not know that I was going to be working in a digital media group. I just thought I'd gotten a job at Starcom. But I guess the hints should have been, I interviewed with PJ McGregor and also Ben Garvin on the phone. PJ asked me during the interview what my favorite website was, and I still remember just answering eBay, like in a weird, kind of sing-songy voice. So I'm actually surprised I got hired, but I think, they all thought I had experience. So that's my dirty secret on how I got into Starcom IP. But yeah, and so walked in and was like, I gotta figure some things out here. So I've duped everyone.
Well, that's actually a common theme. Most folks, it seems like, kind of came, and it was just one big figure it out as we go. But it's hysterical to think that like it was email and eBay was all you had to know to be able to get your way into.
Yeah, exactly. And I didn't even really know what eBay was. I think it was because there weren't that many websites at the time. So
by the way, it does seem like there was a disproportionate number of people in the early days from Indiana at IP. What was that? Did Harris have something to do with that? Was he like recruiting from school?
I don't know. Maybe that's why, I got hired. He was like, oh, she's went to Indiana. So yeah, it was Marshall, Tim Harris, PJ, Amanda, who else? I can't remember. I think that was there. We were the main Indiana people, but I don't even
Okay.
think I can't. I think like Brojo. Did I say
Oh yeah.
Brojo?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brojo was there, but I think like Brojo and Tim were in the same fraternity, but like Jeff was in a different one. I don't know that PJ was in a fraternity, so I don't know how if they all knew each other. Can't remember.
Yeah. Well,
I should
hopefully we'll
ask
have
that.
them all on.
Yeah.
PJ is going to
Yeah.
be tough to track down. It seems
Yeah.
like he's off the grid, but
Yeah.
everyone
Yeah.
else hopefully will have. I do have Brojo booked coming up,
Yeah.
so that'll be fun.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So then, do you remember when you started? Like, what account you worked on first?
Yeah, I worked on, well, actually, I can't remember. I think I was kind of doing a hodgepodge of stuff like initially, but then I immediately, ended up on network solutions, kind of like
Mhm.
everybody, just because that was the biggest account. That's where you and I, bonded. Yeah, and then I worked on that for probably a couple of years, and then I moved over to Miller, which everyone, wanted to work on at the time. So I was pretty
Yeah. How
psyched
did you
to,
swing that? I
yeah,
mean, you went
yeah,
from like the DRest of DR accounts to the
yeah,
brandiest of
yeah.
brands. How did you swing
I
that?
don't know, but I mean, I mean, NetSol was definitely like a grind, as you know.
Yeah.
It was a lot. I mean, it was feet to the fire kind of situation trying to figure out because we had no playbook, we had no guidance on how to even, you know, actually execute plans or like some things. I remember we were pulling reports out of like double click and they didn't even have like a subtotal like box that you could check. So you had to like pull all the reports out and then like we were all just doing all these manual reports. And then and then we ended up hiring like, Kevin Lang. So to come in and do reporting, I mean, that was literally his only job. So yeah, so it was a lot. So I remember being um breathing a sigh of relief a little bit when I got to move over to Miller, just because it was something totally new and fun. It's beer, it's a good time. So
Yeah. I do remember a lot of people kind of came through network solutions, and it was sort of like you cut your teeth on it and then you got to move off. I mean,
yeah,
I've
yeah,
got my org chart here from, well, this is 2005. So I'm guessing
yeah.
by
I
this
was
point
gone
had you
by
already
then.
okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Um and actually in my Rolodex, I was looking, I actually couldn't find your Starcom IP card, but I do have filed under O for OMD.
Oh,
I've
yeah,
got you here. So
yeah.
were you one of the first to make the move across the street?
When Amanda Grasham came back, love it, love it. I'm surprised I don't
And
remember
by the
that phone
way,
number,
it
but
says at the bottom 8403. So 2003. Does that seem
yeah.
right? You would have been over there
Mhm.
already? Okay.
Yeah, I went over, I was in 2000 and then I moved over. And so I was at Starcom for almost 3 years, I guess
Okay.
3 years. And then I moved. Yeah. And when Amanda Grasham had moved away and then she came back, she was like, hey, I'm going to go work over at OMD. They're starting a digital group. So I ended up, everyone was chasing the $3,000 raise.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. So I went over and joined OMD Digital and Sean Finnegan's group, which, was just another, different, but also a great time.
Yeah. How would you compare the two shops at the time? What would you say was kind of same and what would you say was distinct?
Different different leaders, obviously,
Yeah.
and Sean and Rashad. Rashad was certainly, a little bit more philosophical, like I still sometimes like, I felt like, everybody in our group was like under 25. So we were still kind of, I feel like we were kids still and
Yeah.
just doing the dumbest stuff in the office. And we had the open cubes, and including Rashad, he didn't have an office. And I don't know, once Cappy came in one time, like made some big comment, no one knew Rashad was there, and then he just kind of popped up over and I remember just everyone being mortified that Rashad was in there. But then, things were starting to evolve a lot more, once I was become more established, when I went to OMD and, Sean kind of, it was like a younger, I don't want to say fresher, but just a different perspective. And and, bringing some people in that had been doing some of the digital work for, 2 or 3 years. Some people came over from Performix and like Aquila and Melissa Ways, and we had a pretty good crew, and then eventually, Pranav and some other folks were there, and obviously, and then also Leslie, you introduced me to
Yeah.
Leslie DeMayo, saying, "Hey, there's this cool girl that had moved to Chicago. You should go meet her." So yeah, so that was cool. It was, yeah, different but similar.
Yeah. Well, it's just wild to
Yeah,
think about. The two of the biggest shops in digital in the world happen to be like 2 blocks apart in Chicago. I mean, Chicago
yeah,
is, it's an ad town, so it's
yeah,
not that's not completely unexpected. But
for sure.
the rise of those two
Hmm.
was just incredible. And there was a little bit of like, yeah, to your point, like hop across the street to get a little bump in your salary,
Yeah,
and then for some the grass was greener, and for others the grass actually turned out to be green. And then from there, everything, of course, sort of splintered, and other shops got built and propped up, and everybody kind of blazed their path from there. But it was certainly an incredible time. What a time to be alive, as
yeah,
Lynn Bramer
yeah.
would have said.
Hmm.
And some of the friendships that were made. I mean, you mentioned Leslie, and of course after Amanda's episode we kind of acknowledged her passing, and I know you were really close with her. I mean,
Oh
there
yeah.
was friendships that what do you think it was about how we were kind of all coming up at that same time that made some of those bonds so strong?
Oh, I think, really it was made like everyone was kind of new, just out of school, new to the city, kind of building their own path. And we were all doing that at work at the same time, while also, having a lot of fun together. Even though, we were not making any money, but we were all kind of just figuring life out a little bit, at the same time. And it was also pretty tight. There weren't that many of us. I mean, I feel like when I think about it, like, you guys, like, were all, the vendors were basically just an extension of, what we were doing. Like, I always think about, like, from a sales perspective, like, it's like, hey, we're trying to be partners here. But I really felt like, during those days, like, that was 100% true, because none of us could have figured any of this stuff out, like, I think, without each other. And it was like a genuine, it wasn't just sales, it was like, hey, we're doing something that nobody else has done before, so there's not really a roadmap. So how do we make this, the best that it can be, or how do we figure it out and make, life better for all of us? Because it was a lot. It was a lot of late nights. It was a lot of Sundays. We had laptops, but like not for a little while, but you couldn't just like bring work home. So you were at 35 West Wacker, a lot. And so you just found ways to like get the work done, but also we had a ton of fun getting it done. So
Yeah, and if you did bring the laptop out, or the BlackBerry or whatever you had, and you tried to bring it up at the bar, as we learned in the
yeah,
Vogel episode, the shots card would
yeah,
come out, and you would get
yeah,
called on it.
exactly. Yeah, yeah.
Um,
I
but
also remember we all got and I think it was like my second Amazon purchase. It was a Palm Pilot, because we all were allowed to like expensive Palm Pilot. So that was like a really big deal. We thought we were all like so cool, to be
yeah.
able to,
Well,
come all of a sudden have our little stylus with a Palm Pilot. Yeah.
and y'all were Lotus Notes, right? Wasn't Lotus Notes
Mm-hmm.
the email platform forever there?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah,
For sure.
and
I
so
think,
that
yeah. I also remember everyone got in trouble for using LimeWire. Everyone was like downloading music on the office internet, so we all got in trouble for that. So that was kind of a funny moment as well.
Yeah.
So
Well, speaking of all the friendships that were made, I want to try something new. We're going to break some new
yeah,
ground on this edition of Frap Rap
okay,
here. Speaking of Google, which was not around when we started, but of course came on and since, I was always a pack rat with photos. I never deleted
yeah,
anything. I never organized them either. But luckily, AI has now caught up, so that I didn't have to do albums and stuff like that. I could just put your name into my Google Photos, and it brought
God,
up
I'm
all the
scared.
photos from as far back as I actually saved them. I'm not sure
Oh
how
my
this is
God.
going to translate for people only listening on audio. So this might be a part where people want to flip on the video part of Spotify or hop to YouTube, or maybe we'll just describe them out loud what we see, so that people who aren't actually seeing the visuals can play along
So
with us.
scared.
But it's good. No, it's going to be fun. And yes, I didn't let you look ahead of time, so you have no idea what's coming. Um, all right. Can you
Oh
see
my
my screen?
gosh.
Okay. So all the
Yep.
way back to November of '03 here.
Yep.
This was at my house where Lisa and I lived,
Oh yeah.
on
Yeah.
Dickens, because
Yep.
I recognized the artwork here. This was our tiny little kitchen. We had that little skinny little townhouse.
Yeah. I know. I feel like I remember saying you needed to name your laundry room after me and NetSol for all the power, those power ad commissions. So
Yes, definitely.
yeah.
That solution's definitely paid for one of the floors in that townhouse. So
Yeah.
thank you
Yeah.
and shout out. This one
Love it.
here. So this is December. This must have been a holiday party.
Yeah.
Um, and I don't know if it was SEMA or maybe one we hosted for L90 Max. But we
Yeah.
got some great. There's Ma Bell and her fur coat. She's going to be coming on the
Yeah.
pod
Yeah.
soon. There's Michelle,
Yeah.
Tom, Joanna.
Joanna.
Uh-huh. We got Leslie
Yeah.
down here. Carla,
Mm-hmm.
who worked with me at Max. So
Love
great group of
Carla.
folks. We look the same. Of course, well, I don't quite have the same
Yeah.
bangs anymore, but otherwise, we're scrolling forward here, December of '04. This must have been a holiday party too. Here's Reek
Yeah.
Secker,
Yeah. And Paul.
Allie Hooskamp, which is
Yeah.
we work together now here
Yeah.
at Innovid
Mm-hmm.
Mediaocean, which is cool. Another
Mm-hmm.
one of Leslie.
Yeah.
Quinn, remember Quinn, Carlson, of course. Shout out Chris
Oh
Carlson.
yeah. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he's wearing my hat there.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
and then I got another holiday costume here. Was
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
Cruella DeVille, or what were you
I
channeling there?
probably something of that nature.
And
Yeah.
then 2006 holiday party, you were the
Mm-hmm.
when Marshall Field got acquired by Macy's. Is that what you were channeling
Yeah.
here?
Yeah. God.
That was definitely a point in time. And I was Steve Irwin, who I think had recently died, and I had
Oh yeah. Yeah.
pinned a little stingray to my heart, which is incredibly poor taste, but that's just kind of what we did back then.
Exactly.
All right, now we move forward here. What year is this? 2010. We got
Yeah.
Jason Adam Carpenter,
Yeah.
and then all the way recent to 2022. Would this have
Mm-hmm.
been Finney's Memorial? Would
Yeah. I
that?
think it was
Okay.
yeah. I think it was Finnegan's. Yeah.
Got it.
I was on a
So
theory.
yeah,
Looks like.
mentioning both Sean and Leslie again, we always in
Mm-hmm.
our hearts, and love to
Mm-hmm.
the family. But how was
Yep.
that for a little visual walk down memory lane there?
Yeah.
And thankfully, I was
Yeah.
one of the only people with cameras, so and there
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
no video footage. Although Gresham still threatens that she
I
has a
know.
apartment crawl video somewhere.
She's been threatening that for years. So, but I think she's mortified about her own, portrayal in some of those videos. So,
Yeah. But it
I don't
wasn't
know.
like
We'll
when you're
talk her
behind the
into it.
camera, it wasn't like today where you were like, it's so easy to just flip the phone around and be in the shot. Usually you were pretty safe behind the camera
Yeah.
back
Yeah. Yeah.
then.
Yeah. Exactly. So funny.
Speaking of apartment crawl, I think we should probably fast forward ahead to the apartment crawl
Yep.
round if you're ready. Did
Yep.
you come prepared? Do you have a solo cup or something similar?
I do. Yeah.
All right, we'll raise it up. You got
Okay.
anything in it? It's early in the
Mhm.
morning, so I only have my
I
sesame
just have
sticks. Nothing too
water.
exciting.
I just
Okay,
have water. I mean, I have my
we're old and
coffee,
boring
iced
now,
coffee.
so
I know. I mean, it is Friday though. So I guess I could have thrown a little something in there, but I do
yeah.
still have to work today.
Yeah, all good.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, but so as we know, the apartment crawl pays homage to tradition where we would go around to one person's apartment at a time, wreck it, and then move on to the next.
Yeah.
So this is our version of the speed round. So I'm just going to throw out
Okay.
very quick questions. You give me short answers, first thing that comes to your mind. And I'll cue Rob, our amazing podcast producer, to insert music here to get us jazzed.
Okay.
All right, I think I know. So the first question that I've asked everyone is, what was your AOL Instant Messenger handle? Now, was Lee Kortini your handle or just what we all called you?
No, the Lee Kortini origins were actually from IU. I came into like an accounting class and they were like doing the roll call. and the guy and the professor was going down and doing like last name, first name. And he, like, I heard it, he was kind of shouting out and he was going, Lee Kortini, Lee Kortini. And I told that story probably to Vogel and it stuck. So
That's amazing.
I
So
started calling that.
it
Yeah,
was like a
exactly.
full-on Key and Peele substitute teacher, just butchering your
Yeah,
names.
basically.
Okay.
Yeah, basically.
Ron,
Yeah.
present.
Yeah.
All right. So what was your AIM
Yeah.
handle?
So my AIM handle was KSummerLee, my middle name
Oh,
Summer, thanks to, 70s. I was born in the 70s, parents. And yeah, so and it's still, I mean, my Gmail, I had to tack on some numbers there, but yeah, still exists, still
all
sticks
right.
around.
KSummerLee. All right. So that'll be the
Yeah.
name of the episode. Good.
Okay. Okay.
Who was your first boss at IP?
My first boss at IP was Renee Bell, actually. And then Cappy. Then I moved over to Cappy. So
Okay.
yeah,
Cappy
Chris
Chris
Negron.
Negron. Yeah, not to be
Hmm.
confused with Keith Kaplan, who has gotten some
Yeah.
shout outs
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
And we do have Renee, RBA will be coming on the pod.
Oh, awesome. I
So
love
yeah,
that.
stay tuned for her.
Yeah.
Um, who was your favorite client?
Favorite clients. Gosh, I remember Karna Crawford. She was on Miller, so she was kind of tough and intimidating, but learned a lot from her. And Debbie Zenner was on that in that role as well for a brief amount of time, and she was awesome. So I loved all my clients at the time. I feel like everyone was kind of in the same boat as well, like trying to be experts in something no one was an expert in. So,
You know what I
but
love?
yeah.
A quick sidebar here. I love how you and others have answered that question with people who you acknowledge were tough, were challenging clients who pushed you, held you accountable. And I think that's part
Mhm.
of what made you and the group so amazing, so great, because you didn't shy away from those challenges. You rose to the occasion. It wasn't all just like, let's just put plans together, get free lunches from reps, and coast through our existence. The
Yeah,
clients that pushed you were the ones that everyone has kind of said were their favorites. So that's
yeah.
remarkable. If you could have worked on any other client at IP other than the ones you worked on, who'd you wish you would have done?
I think I would have liked to work on Kellogg's because everyone that was such a big, Leo Burnett, legacy account.
Hmm.
So that was always one that I would have worked on. And then Nintendo came through. So, and then now, fast forward, who knew that I would have been, had multiple jobs in the gaming um, area, including right now. So, I wish I would have worked on Nintendo as well. So,
Yeah, cool. We'll
yeah,
come back to that in a sec. Catch up on
yeah,
everything you're doing now. And yes, a lot of people have said Nintendo. The most popular answer has been Miller, but of course you had the pleasure of working
yeah,
on it, so you
yeah,
got lucky.
exactly.
All right, present company excluded. Who's your favorite vendor?
Um, well, I mean, I ended up, I guess I would have to say one of my favorite vendors was Jason Lore, since, I ended up getting married to him. So he was our unicast rep. And then, but nothing untoward going on there till later on. And
Yeah,
then Michelle Ball, obviously, still a great friend and to this day. She was like my first rep dinner, like first, we had a lot of fun. Mo Scanlon, who I ended up working for, that's who I left the agency side to work for at IGN Entertainment. Who else? Maddie, of course. I know everyone loved
yeah,
Maddie and Brenda Cohen.
yeah,
Those two were a lot of fun. So, I mean,
yeah.
kind of,
It was
I mean, the list
a
goes on.
great group, and yeah, it was cool too that on the rep side we also all became friends, and we
Hmm.
sometimes, yeah, when we would entertain, we'd split the bill or take turns, and it all kind of became one big community, which
Yeah.
was cool. Um,
Yep.
anything? So I've added a couple new questions to the speed round here. So we'll
Uh-oh.
get. No, that's okay. Don't worry. Nothing too crazy. Um, one thing you regret in your career, or like the biggest mistake you've ever made.
Regret. Hmm. Honestly, I mean, I don't know that I have anything I regret, honestly. I mean,
Can I
maybe,
reframe the question?
yeah.
Do you regret leaving IP when you did? or did that turn out to be the right move?
Um, maybe I left like a year or so sooner, but
Okay.
than I probably should have. Or thinking about it, in the past. OMD was a different place at the time. It was a different kind of, role. But other than that, I mean, in the end, I think I worked on the agency side for, over 6 years all in. So I felt like when I was ready to take the leap, I felt ready for that, experience, even though sometimes I'm like, how did I end up as a salesperson? I don't think that was on my bingo card when I, graduated and would make a career as a seller. So
Yeah. Cool.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
Tell us about current role.
hmm So currently, I think it's like 3 years this week, but I joined Activision Blizzard Media about 3 years ago, which was the media arm of the gaming studios, Activision and Blizzard, but also King Games, mobile games, which makes Candy Crush. And then right not long after that, the Microsoft finally closed their acquisition of Activision Blizzard. Nice little $69 billion acquisition there for Microsoft, but it took them a little while to figure out what they were going to do with our team. Because the other side with Xbox, Yahoo was still selling opportunities across Xbox, but once our team came into the fold, they moved us all over into Microsoft at the beginning of the year, and our name, a new moniker, became Xbox Media Solutions. So right now, our team versus sitting in the Xbox org, we're actually in the Microsoft Ads org, which also up until recently included Wendy McGregor's team. So I got to have a brief reunion with her
Full
a little bit.
circle.
Yeah, exactly.
Love it.
So that was fun to, get back in touch with her. But yeah, I'm calling on Publicis pretty much exclusively, and working with a lot of great folks over there. Including Vogel's content team, so it all comes back full circle. So it's
That's
it's it's been
awesome.
fun. It's been
Yeah.
fun. Yeah, yeah.
If we still did Rolodexes, you would have moved from Activision all the way to the back under Xbox.
Yeah,
Luckily, we
exactly.
don't anymore.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
it wasn't a straight line for you from like IGN, you dipped your toe in gaming and now you're back in
hmm
gaming, but like there was tripping buys, but there were some other things in between, right?
Yeah. I was at IGN. I had a very brief stint, which I don't even really, I was at InStyle Digital for a brief amount of time, so Time Inc. And then I went back to IGN. I worked at another super small gaming company called Wild Tangent. Which Ben Garvin actually ended up joining not long, like for so we got to work together again for a little bit there. And then, yeah, I went to TripAdvisor for about 8 years. And then that ended just before the pandemic. So that was February of 2020. So took a little hiatus there during that time, like most of us. But actually got back in touch with Josh Winkler,
Winks.
who was over at Fanatics, Brady McCarthy. I don't know if you know Brady, but yeah, I was at Fanatics for a little bit. Josh gave me a shot to come back into the fold a little bit, so that was fun. We had a lot of good times just talking about old IP days. So hopefully you'll get him on the pod.
Yeah, for sure.
And yeah, and then after a couple years, this opportunity kind of came up, landed in my lap, and I said, why not? I'm gonna circle back to gaming, and it's been fun
That's
so far.
awesome. At what point
Yeah.
in that progression did you and Jason start dating?
Oh, we started dating at OMD.
Okay.
So yeah, so we've been together, all in over 20 years. So
That's
he's,
wild.
yeah, and he's been at Adobe for 13, 14 years.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah,
Amazing.
I
Um,
know.
I'm trying to think of maybe we could do a whole episode about like dating, marriages, breakups that all came through those days, but maybe that'll be season two when we really need a ratings
Yeah.
boost.
Yeah,
For now, I
exactly.
think this will be good. I think the pictures is the fun ad. I'll see if I can do that with some others. I'll
Yeah.
post a couple of the more appropriate ones on the website. We now have a website, fraprap.com. So check it out.
Yeah.
The one that's up there
Uh,
now, I think you can see Sunil in his lace-up jeans dressed as
Yep.
me. We'll
So
add
amazing.
maybe we'll keep it like Halloween themed, but I'll pick the ones that won't get anybody in
Yeah.
trouble. And
Okay. Good
so
plan.
yeah.
Yeah.
Cruella DeVille, do I have approval on that
Yeah.
pick for you? All
Yeah.
right, cool. That was a good
That's
one.
approved. That's approved. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Seems
All
appropriate.
right. So before we get to the Frap Rap round, any other
Hmm.
stories or anything you want to share from your time at IP or since?
Um, so when I've listened to I'm surprised that nobody has talked about the whole justify your existence
Mm.
that we all had to do when you joined Starcom IP. I think I probably remember Winkler's the most because he got up like on the table and sang like the Ohio State fight song, but I can't even remember what I said. So that was like a Tim Harris thing. You had to come into the team and justify your existence to the team. So you had to just come up with like a story or, share something about yourself of why
And was
you.
that like day one, week one?
Yeah, it's like week one, like it was
Uh,
Friday, the Friday meeting, someone always, you had to take turns of like going and getting like a case of beer or something for the team on Fridays. But yeah, I cannot remember. I think I was so nervous just because I was so, I was a freshie. I was really not, you know,
yeah.
like, pretty brand new and didn't, know anyone well. So yeah, but that was fun. I remember everyone doing it, but I don't remember exactly what people did. But
Right on.
yeah,
Yeah, just a little light hazing.
yeah,
Again,
yeah, just a little
times
hazing.
were different back then.
Yeah.
So
Or people being able to smoke in the
yes.
office. That was the other one that I came in and thought that, people were going to get fired and just because people were, just smoking butts in the
Yeah.
office. Still,
Yeah.
yeah, and that was wild.
Butts, BUTTS, we should clarify.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
These days, it might be different things people are smoking in the office.
Yeah, exactly.
Um,
Yeah.
all right. You ready to wrap it up?
Yeah,
Okay,
let's
so
do
we
it.
can do this a couple ways. You can either give me a few keywords that I can incorporate into the freestyle. If you've got any, thing in your background or
Hmm.
any props or anything, you can
Hmm.
hold those up. What are you feeling? How should
Okay.
we go here?
I mean, I guess I guess I have my Cignetti mini
Oh,
helmet.
nice. Okay.
So you could do like Coach
All right.
Sig.
Let-
I have my pug Bruce in here, Bruce Lee. But he's 12 and sleeping, so you can pull from him.
Okay.
You can use pugs. And then I thought for a fun throwback word in homage to Jason and Unicast, we can do superstitials.
Oh,
Would that be a good one?
thanks for taking it easy on me, Court.
Or you can do
By the
losers. I don't know.
No,
Yeah.
that's good.
Yeah.
Who's just good. That's easy. Rhymes with
Yeah.
loser.
Yeah.
But lately
Yeah.
you haven't been doing a lot of
Oh,
losing, so I can't really throw that
no.
one at you.
That's right. That's
Um,
right.
we should also, and I don't remember how it started, but so the whole like with Frap Rap, right? Every week on AIM, I would get on and like ping everyone, hey, you coming? Hey, Frap Rap. For some reason, I called you Kiznort,
Yeah.
Kiznort, and it was always Kiznort.
I
You
have no
frapping?
idea. Yeah.
Do we?
No idea
We don't.
why.
We don't. Whatever that. It might have just been like a rap Izzle Shizzle, Snoop Dogg thing, and I might have just put some Z's in the middle of your name just to.
Possible.
Maybe it was like part of a rap that like I needed some help on back in the day, and
Yeah.
it maybe stuck. All right, so
Yep.
we'll go with that. So we're gonna hit
All
Coach
right.
Sig. We're gonna hit your pug. We're gonna hit the Unicast. What was it? The
The
superstitial.
superstitial.
Oh
Yeah.
my! All right.
Yeah.
And we'll get it rolling. Shout out to Rob, our producer, is going to insert some of. So, fun fact that for those in court now, you're getting to experience it live. The beat doesn't get added until post production, so
Okay.
it's like an acapella thing here, and Rob has to kind of try to line it up. It sometimes works, and other times it goes off course, which is the beauty of the freestyle. Just like it
That's
goes,
right. That's
you
right.
never know what you're going to get.
Hey,
All right.
I'm glad you're still, pursuing pursuing the rap arts, you know?
It's a gimmick that won't quit. I can't let it go. Although something weird happened. Now my camera went out of focus. There we go.
Oh, yeah.
Can you?
Yeah.
That was weird for a second. I also got my new on-air light here, which may also be causing problems because it's trying to zoom in on that versus me in the foreground. All right, hey, here I am. Look at me. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's get the beat. Yo, we in Chi-Town. Take a shot of my lord. I am here with my girl. I called her Kiz North. I don't know why, and I can't even blame it, but I just don't know. It was a name, and I gave it. Back in the day, we did it all the ways. We do it from Lakeview to all around the lake, and we would spin it, and we would smoke a cig, and we would wrap it up in the office on eating off Big Newton. I don't know why Coach Cig would do it, and he don't mean to cry. He only gets those Hoosiers. He don't breed no losers. They won the whole thing, and now we got the ring. And next thing you know, we gonna look online. We gonna see what we do. We gonna wine and dine. We take it back to Unicast, pun the superstitial. I don't even know what I could do, but it's official. It's no shashkalees. If I get down to my knees, then you know what I mean. I come blaster with the eye blaster. My rap gets faster. The beats get harder. I go louder. Everybody gotta get water. Bring it back from the dog. I'm the cat. I got that pug and I'm gonna hit it with the bat. No, I would never do that. It's not a pinata. We gotta go real far. We gotta spin on. I'm gonna shout it back down. Gonna bring that beat slow. And I'm gonna stop right here with my freestyle flow. Lee Kortini, thanks for rapping with me. AG in the place to be. Yeah.
Love it. Oh my
that
gosh.
was a struggle. Struggle. I struggle and puzzle. I could have gone puggle. Okay.
You could. Who sold the shashkalees? Is that you? Or is that Point Roll?
No, it was it was like just like the name was like shashkalees. It was we're gonna have to ask our dear listeners to bail us out. What company sold the ad unit shashkalees? I want to say it was an Israeli company. Of course, we also had Point Roll with all the boys, you know, the Fat Boy.
Was it I Wonder? Was it I Wonder?
That's a great dig. That could be I Wonder shashkalees. Yes.
Yeah.
Let's go with that. But someone will correct us after if we got it wrong. Well played. Court, this was awesome. Thanks for coming on the show. Awesome catching up with you. Appreciate you and look forward to seeing everybody on the next Frap Rap.
You're listening to the Mediaocean Podcast Network. For more of our shows, visit www.mediaocean.com/podcasts.